I'm now finally, it's taken me a long time to get that voice out of my head. No, you want to be the best, you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's taken me a long time to be like, what more do I need?
All right, g'day folks. Welcome back to another episode of Sauna Sessions with Shay. In the barrel sauna today, we have Michael Ross. Michael, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming along.
That's all good.
Mate, do you want to do the honorary first landing onto the hot rocks? Just to let people at home know that we are in a real sauna and it is actually turned on.
Right off to burn my hand.
There you go, look at that.
There you go.
We're off to the races. Now, Michael, you are the co-founder and partner of MR Designs, which is a residential building design company.
Yep.
You've won a stack of awards for building design, and you've also started a podcast called The Blue Couch.
Yes, I have.
With your good mate Jacob.
Yeah.
Which I'm very happy and proud to be part of. So it's,
we need a better videographer.
We do.
It's going pretty well otherwise.
He stinks. He's an asshole.
Yeah. Too expensive. No.
Now, mate, you just did the deluxe package with us.
Yeah.
You did the breathwork, the ice bath, and now we're in the sauna.
Yeah.
How'd you find that experience?
It was good. The breathwork I actually found a bit harder than the ice plunge, to be honest. The cold plunge, just because I didn't know what to expect, and all the tingles was a bit funny.
Yep.
The cold plunge I'd definitely do again. I'm disappointed I didn't do my head, because I feel like you said, you get the Christmas lights going.
Yeah.
And next time I definitely want to get the minds going. Get a bit more fresh that way. So no, it's cool, man. I really enjoyed it.
Well, you're the first person I've ever seen to not like you
took control.
Okay, that's the first time you've done an ice bath?
Yeah.
So the first 30 seconds, you were really kind of struggling through it. What the hell is my body feeling? What am I going through here? And the breath was short.
Yeah.
Short and sharp.
Yeah.
And then you swapped really quickly and you went into this calm state.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what was the change there?
Slowing the breath down.
Slowing the breath down
and focusing on the wall.
Yep.
Just kind of focusing. Like I said, I've done a lot of mindfulness meditation, so that really helped.
Yep.
And the music helped heaps, being able to close the eyes and actually listen to it. Again, that's all mindfulness, your senses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll talk about it. I've done a lot of that because of anxiety that I've dealt with, I don't know, last 8 years or whatever. Mate, just slowing the breath down. And like you said, feeling in control. I never felt like I wasn't in control, though.
Yeah.
I kind of just knew from mindfulness how to slow the breath down and focus on other things.
And you seem, you're a co-founder with the business partner.
Yeah, Hayden. Yeah.
Obviously, owning your own business, that's tough. That's not easy.
It's stressful as, can I swear on this podcast?
You can say as fuck as much as you want.
It's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It's, when people ask me, like you said, we picked up quite a few awards, and someone came up to me afterwards who just started a design business, and she's like, you won all these awards. Has it been hard? I was like, it's been hard as fuck. And she was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
She's like, because I would have hated if you said it was easy. Mate, it's extremely stressful, but if you love what you do, you'll just keep on, and you'll keep. And I don't regret it at all. I've been thinking about a lot of what I was going to say, obviously, with you today. It's funny reflecting, like it's been 8 years already.
Yeah.
We got a new business partner starting on Monday. I don't know if
it's number 3.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Right.
Registered architect. So we're going to take the business to architecture.
Okay.
So be proper architects, because I'm sick of explaining to people what is a building designer.
Yeah.
It's a stupid name. Like mechanic instead of mechanic. Car fixer.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck is architect to build it anyway? So, and you can charge more for the same shit. Yeah. So that's the long-term plan. But mate, I always think about, I don't know. Yeah, I'm allowed to talk. I don't know if I could start a business again. Like, I was young and hungry. I had no mortgage. I had no wife or kid.
Yep.
So mate, I'm so grateful I've done it, but it's been really hard. Do you think
the people that ask you that question though expect you to like? Are they looking for it? It was really easy. I
think she was relieved that I was saying no. It's been a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Like you don't want competition to be like, oh, this is easy. I'm running all over you, and this is easy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what new business owners think it's going to be. Like, honestly, surely everyone knows starting your own business is that it's going to be tough. The hardest thing I found is that there's no 9 to 5. Your mind is on it all the fucking time.
Constantly.
And like 3-4 years ago, I burnt out really bad, and like we were really busy during COVID, and I had to, like, through psychology and YouTube and stuff, I had to realize and learn how to have a life-work balance and switch off.
So what brought about that burnout?
Oh, mate, just too much working 6 days a week, 60, 70 hours. Like, I'm lucky my wife wouldn't put up with that anymore, but at the time, like, she knew that the business was doing well, and she like, we cooked dinner every night whilst I'd be working every night, and then I was drinking more because, just trying to get through the 10 to 12 hour days, which I just can't mentally do anymore. Like, I can't allow myself to do that. Whenever I become too comfortable or smarter about it. What was your question again?
I know. Well, like, what I want to get onto here, and the main reason I wanted to have a chat with you in the sauna is, like, you've been on Dwayne's podcast a few times, and you've been quite vulnerable about. Are you going? Is it what mental health? Like, if we were to put a name on it, what have you got?
Anxiety.
Yeah. Okay.
High functioning anxiety is what I've been diagnosed with.
Now, do you find, like, as a designer, when you're spatially being creative all the time, is your brain going a million miles an hour all the time?
Yeah, I'm a fast thinker.
Yeah.
But I'm being tested for ADHD by my psychologist at the moment because I show a lot of signs.
Okay.
My mind goes very quickly. I have trouble keeping focus. I can't sit still. So a lot of signs. So my doctors and psych are actually wondering now if they're treated the wrong thing. If it shouldn't be anxiety, it should be an ADHD. And does my anxiety come from that?
Yes.
That's a whole different thing. But pretty much, mate, it's anxiety. I overthink constantly. For example, like a non-work related thing. When we moved up here a week and a half ago, I chipped one of the new chairs. And on the way up the coast here, instead of being like, fuck,
yes, we're going to the coast.
I was like, fuck that chip. Like, I'm such a perfectionist, and that was, and I focus on the little thing, and I let it ruin. I let it ruin a lot.
Okay, so you're aware of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's fucking...
Well, I'm aware of it because I've been dealing with it. For some reason, it came on like 8-9 years ago, just before I started MR. So it's not purely the business. I was working in a dead end commercial drafting job before, and it was easy, and I needed more, and that's when I had it.
Okay.
And then I started MR, and then I was fine, and then I started overworking myself, and the anxiety came up again. So I reckon I've had 3 bouts of like really hard times. And early this year was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you decide that enough's enough, say, in a design or, penciling a draft of a design together, and you go to show the client, where, like, I'm in the same boat. I'm doing creative stuff. I could spend another 3 days on something.
It's more around.
When do you say enough's enough?
I probably run out of time, Shay. I'm also someone who needs the pressure of the time to actually get onto it.
Okay.
So Hayden and I are complete polar opposites. He's like, never had anxiety, very calm, very organized. Works 9 to 5. I can't work 9 to 5. I'm just all over the place. But I like it. It's who I am. I've always been like that. Mate, it's kind of like, listen, when you deliver a design, clients are going to come back with a lot of changes. So you learn over the years to not do it complete, if that sounds right. Because otherwise you're wasting your time. You need to know with them, am I in the right direction? But at the same time, you've got to impress. So you really focus on their priorities, like the living areas or the facade, whatever you can tell that they're really concerned about. Like I've always been good at perspective, understanding what the other person's thinking. So that helps me heaps. But that's also your biggest strength is your biggest weakness, because I overthink what they're thinking outside of work all the bloody time. Right. So I don't know, it goes hand in hand.
So I noticed you after the breathwork today, you really slowed down. You really
that's good.
Pump the brakes. And what was coming out of your mouth was a lot slower. And then, but then I saw it, like, because I jumped in the ice bath to start with.
You saw me pick up a bit.
Well, there was this nervous energy. What do I expect when I first get in? But obviously, you didn't overthink it to not get in. you got straight in.
I just had to do it.
Yeah. But it's interesting to watch how your brain works.
Yeah.
Right. And that fight or flight to start with.
Yeah.
You got through the heart, but to get straight into.
I've got to win. Yeah. So, well, to be honest, and not to sound arrogant, like with the awards, that's just me. Like I want to be the fucking best, and I want to win. You know, I love a challenge. I always have. But the problem with that is that I burn myself out. So I've like over the last couple of years had this really strong mental battle with myself about like, I want to be Sean Lockyer, I want to be the best. But then I work so much, and then like I sit at my desk after a massive week and I'm like, is this my fucking existence? Like, why am I doing this? Yeah. So I'm now finally, it's taken me a long time to get that voice out of my head. No, you want to be the best, you got to sacrifice. Yeah. It's taken me a long time to be like, what more do I need? Like, like my wife and I just moved 200 meters from the beach, and my daughter's healthy, and like we bought heaps of new furniture. Like what?
You got a smile on your face. The coastal breeze is coming in. Yeah, you're not getting sinus, or you?
Well, I'm allergic to fucking everything. So but no, mate. Like that's obviously.
Well, I think you should definitely try more of this ice bath and breathing, mate.
I like it. I really like it. I wish I did the head, because I really want to get that. I'll do that next time.
Mate, you're 20 minutes down the road.
But I appreciate it. But I tell you what, when I was in it, I did not want to do the head at all. It was hard enough getting to there.
Now, what was the telltale signs that you had anxiety? Did you pick up on something? Go to a doctor?
First time was when I worked out the commercial drafting place. So I've got a receding hairline, and for some reason, like when it started, when I was mid-20s, it just like it for some reason it focused on that. And I didn't know at the time. Like it's taken me a lot of psychology sessions and years to work out and see it better. But for some reason I was just focused on my hairline started receding. And like to the point where I was having like, I'd be in the mirror at work and under too much fluoro light. And this is me being very vulnerable, but I would obsess. And to one point I had a fucking anxiety attack in the bathroom. I was on the floor. And like, what the fuck was that? Right. And I said that to Simi, and no, I said it to someone. I think it was my brother, who's been through a lot of mental health because of bullying. And he was like, you had an anxiety attack. And I was like, what the fuck's that? Like, I never had that. I was always the go happy. Like Mike is just the young. My psych and I talk about Mike a lot. Okay, so
who's Mike?
Mike is me when I was younger. Okay, and carefree.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, so and that's what has been a lot of my mental challenges these days. I've lost a lot of freedom. Now, I'm just going to ramble.
That's me. Fine, man. That's
tangent. Trying to keep me on. That is your job. Anyway, and then I realized it was anxiety, and then I went and like I just got to the point, mate, where I was obsessing about constantly, like Simone almost dumped me over it because we just started dating. And like, I don't know, I finally went and saw a psychologist, and they kind of explained to me that I was going through anxiety. Now I understand. It's like a feeling.
Have you only had the one anxiety attack, or have you had many?
Oh, fuck, I've had many, mate. Many.
The first one, the worst?
Oh, I can't remember. They're all pretty shit, to be honest.
My first one, I drove myself to the emergency ward.
Did you? You thought you were dying?
Yeah, I thought I was dying. I didn't know what was going on. I got in the car because I felt all this tingling in my left arm, thinking I was having a heart attack. So again, overthinking everything.
Yes.
Right? But then your body starts shutting down, going, stop being a fuckwit. We're going to turn the off button on, right? Because whatever's going on here is frying and it's frazzling and we don't like it. So we're going to shut down. And so I drove myself to the ER. I rang my brother. Right. And I remember being beside McDonald's, and I was thinking, fuck, wouldn't it suck if I died beside the Golden Arches? That's what's going through your head.
Actually, my granddad just died on the toilet. So there's most places to die.
Sorry to laugh, but
no, it's funny as, mate. Well, your thing is funny. We think he would have laughed about it. He stood up off the toilet, he fucking died and fell back in the toilet.
Maybe that's how I want to go, mate. On the dunny.
86 is pretty good. I'll die anywhere, mate. And for a natural fucking, I don't know about a heart attack. But anyway, so
if you're gonna go, just slump over on the toilet and call it a day.
Absolutely.
Let someone else fix it.
Just to get to 86, I think would be awesome.
It's a good effort, man.
Yeah.
I've like anything 86, 90. As I said, it's. I don't. Do you feel like you're gonna live to that age?
I worry too much to think that I would.
Okay.
I worry that I'll be one of those people. Like, okay, so you know that I lost Ryan when he was 33 5 years ago, and he was one of the co-founders of MR. So, no, I'm very aware of that. Like, I could get a cancer and just die at any point. And I mean, people doing car crashes all the time. For me, mate, it's like I would just rather be the one to die than Simone and Bella. And that's... I worry, so I don't think I'll make it that far. But I have really good health. Like my granddad and all my grandparents have lived really long, and they were all big smokers. Yeah, right. So like, I actually think I'm going to be okay. I regret all the smoking and drug taking I did in my 20s in the valley, right? Because we'll see what that comes back.
Do you regret? I
don't regret the times. Yeah, I regret what I did to my body.
Yeah.
All the cigarettes and everything like that.
But how fucking fun was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good fun, mate. This is Mike. We talk about this. That's working at Macca's. Yeah, didn't have to give a fuck because it was mate. I was out there second. I got an architecture job, and I did at uni. You know, again, lots of chicks at Macca's in uni. That was great. Living at my parents, and I was barely there. Mate, just carefree. So I always come back to that a lot with my psych, because that's what I struggle with. And I think that's where a lot of the internal worry comes from. I'm from my mum and dad worry. That's okay. It's hereditary. It's hereditary.
So that's your environment was around worry all the time.
Well, I've realised that a lot of it came from my childhood. So the psych is, I feel terrible because like I have great parents, mate. Like, as my brother says, we hit the lottery. But my dad was in the Air Force. You know, he flew jets. He like, to be able to get to the point to fly jets, you know, he had to be the best in thousands. He's super smart, but he's like, just military, man. I don't know if you live with someone military, but things have to be a certain
structure,
way.
Schedule,
Yeah, and you just feel like you're on eggshells around them all the time.
Oh, really?
And I'm a born chiller.
And you went the opposite way.
Yeah, man.
There's no 9 to 5 with you.
And Dad and I can't live together because I was just with him for 3 months, and we just have to, because I'm messy and it doesn't bother me, and he can't relax. Like we went on holidays as a kid, and he defrosted their freezer like it was a rental. Like he just, that's who my dad is. And then you got my mum on the other side, who's the glue of the family. She keeps us all liking each other, but she's an early childhood teacher, which has been great for my daughter because we keep giving her bad habits and she fixes them.
So she's warm and cozy, and the glue,
but strict.
Yeah, okay.
So for example, mate, I couldn't catch a bus to the cinemas with my mates in high school, even year 11 and 12,
because she thought something would happen to you.
Daniel Morecambe, you remember?
Yeah.
It was up here.
Yeah.
So I was the same age. So that scared the shit out of my mum, and I get it now with Bella. I fully understand. Like,
so she's a warrior.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
And so pretty much like I came out of high school and I moved out, and mate, I just went into partying hard because I rebelled. So
it's a great escape. Great.
Yeah. But I'm glad I stuck with architecture. Yeah. Like I always wanted to make something of myself, and the people at Macca's didn't think I would because I was fucking around. Yeah. But mate, I always wanted to run my own business, and I always wanted to design homes.
Yeah, nice. So now, mate, so you had 3 or 4 burnouts?
Yeah, 3.
What did you learn from them?
This one I went through, I guess it's last year now, early 2024, was I just knew how to cope with it better. Hit the gym. Lots of exercise. I'm done with drugs. Like I used to smoke a bit of weed, and since Bella came around, it helped for the creativity, for the designs and stuff. And I don't know, I've just always liked it. It's always suited my chill personality. But
did you find you were more creative? So you see spatially, you could flip things 360 degrees, and
you think deeper. You think 4 steps ahead instead of just one. So you can kind of stare at a design and it comes together in your mind, and you just got to model it. Well, so when I'm sober, it's more that
there's other thoughts coming in.
Yeah, but it's more like they're not deep enough thoughts. I'm having a trial and error. I'm having to do one. I'm having will I try this facade? Oh, that doesn't work for the floor plan. But also weed helped me continue working like those extra 3-4 hours at night time.
Yeah.
Which I just can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Simone would point out to me that a couple of days later, I would be more anxious. And she was spot on, mate. So I'm done with all that. So I realized, like,
I think I'm very similar. It's I find I'm not as creative on it. It's sort of it levels me out, but I find that it just sort of like, I'm just happy to talk, chat, but I can get creative, but it's
doesn't make you fall asleep easy.
No, I'm not what's up? Go to bed. It used to be. It's more I can just sit there and chill.
Because most people it puts to sleep, it's the opposite for me, mate. It gets my mind going. So if I do have ADHD or anxiety, it's a terrible thing for it.
It starts the motor.
It sucks, mate, because I loved it, to be honest. Like, it was my time to turn off. So, anyway.
But I agree with the 2-3 days of erraticness and just your mood.
Yeah, the chemical imbalance or something. And it's anxious for me, mate. Just feeling like worrying and feeling like something is
and
wrong.
That's magnified because of the weed.
Absolutely. Right now, like today, I'm not feeling anything. But some days I wake up a couple of days ago and I could just feel... No, it's like your blood pressure's a bit high. You can just kind of feel like little tingles all over your body of worry. And then anxiety attacks I haven't had in quite a while because I know how to control those. But it's hard.
So how do you control them? You become very aware that, hang on, there's something it's about anxiety attacks just about to kick in?
Or I just feel, no, it's not like the attacks come in. It's like, I feel really anxious today. And my wife's very understanding of it. Not that she has it, but she's obviously been with me a long time. And I just I just have to take 5 or 10 minutes for myself. Like I have to put some meditation music on. Like I really flipped from that young Mike of a subwoofer in the back of the car to now listening to meditation music on a long drive. I just love it.
I'm just on that note. I'm getting a subwoofer in the back of my van. I'm going to put it in because I'm a drummer. I love rock, loud music.
So, you know, when you put in
but I also love like the meditation stuff.
You're like, so do I. Mate. I like a mix. It's funny.
If you're in between, I just probably
your rate van is how I found your house, by the way, because 30.
Someone put the sign back up.
But it says, it says down the end, Shay's candy on the side, Shay's lollies. It says that.
Don't worry, I've got a blue card, all right?
Anyway, so.
But awareness is a big thing for you. So you start to pinpoint, or you can feel it before it comes on, and obviously it's like the ice bath. It's the first time you've done one. You go through it now. You know what to expect. Getting through that first, because you
learn techniques. My brother explained anxiety best as like a tuning fork, right? And when you're anxious, it's starting to swing. And if you fight that, it swings more. And I assume the cold plunge is very similar. But if you accept it and you go with it, it slows down. The big thing that I've learned from online and my brother, like, he's my younger brother, but he's been through it and way worse than I have. And he's been great to teach me these things. You just got to recognize it gets easier because you recognize the signs. And so you do things like, okay, I need to pull back for a second. I'm feeling a bit worried. I'm worrying about lots. I'm feeling very anxious. I'm going to listen to meditation music. I'm going to do some breath work. Like you could see, like, I've done a lot of mindfulness where I slow the breath and I listen. And I hear and I focus on that. And my mind doesn't stop, as you can tell. So that's the whole reason I'm moving up here. I just need to calm that down. It's tiring, mate.
Your office, mate.
It's
anxiousness to get a park.
Get in
there. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy to get in there.
Fuck, you should try when 10 people are in there. My dad was in there. He was like, "Oh, this is great, mate. This is booming." I was like, "It's fucked. It's too much." So we'd pull back. You know?
But just on the anxiety thing, the one thing I used to do, I'd ring my sister and say, "Just tell me about the kids. Just tell me distractions
are really good. Sometimes I'm too anxious to go into a meeting, but I make myself do it, and then I've completely forgotten by the end. That's really important. My brother taught me that too. That you can't, like, at the commercial drafting place, I would have a bloody anxiety attack about my hair, and it's funny looking back and realizing it wasn't. It was anxiety. It wasn't just the hair. It was just that was the focus of the anxiety, right? And I would I remember one day I was driving to work and I just couldn't do it. And I pulled over and I didn't go in, and my boss was texting me and I just didn't show up. And
I've had one of those episodes where I couldn't actually. I put my shoes on. I went to the shower. I put my shoes on, and I realised I can't move.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I can't. It's because I was supposed to perform in front of 50 kids or something that day for a show.
Yeah.
And the phone was beside me. I'm like, oh shit, I need to get the phone to ring people to say I can't do this.
Yeah.
And that's like, and literally the body just shuts down. Yeah. So it's like you're sitting down sometimes.
Well, it's a full-blown anxiety attack that's hard to get out of.
Yeah.
And if you let it get to that point, it takes a couple of hours to calm it down.
Most definitely.
But otherwise, if you notice the signs early, and like it's breathing is big for me. Like I notice my breaths are all shallow.
Yes.
And so just taking that time to calm down and turn my mind off.
Yep.
But also distract yourself, like you said, and keep going. It disappears.
Yeah.
You know? But it sucks, honestly. Like early this year, it just like, even though I didn't have a full-blown anxiety attack, I dealt with anxiety for like, I don't know, weeks there. And it just wears you down, mate. You know, like every day. The worst one was like, I spoke to Dwayne about this, was 3-4 years ago when I was working stupid hours. And mate, I'd wake up and think about anxiety attacks and go to bed thinking anxiety attacks. And I'd be in the shower in the morning trying to...
So as a focus...
Oh, it's all I could think about, mate.
All consuming.
It was fucked. And, I didn't think I could come back from it. But mate, eventually I did.
So anyone listening to this podcast and they're recognising similar signals to what you're going through, any tips and tricks to work through those?
Well, the big one, as apart from, the first one, the little ones are acceptance. So you got to tell yourself, I accept that I'm feeling anxious, because again, it's better to work with it than push against it. The big one for me was like, what was the cause of all this? And it was work burnout. Yeah. So like, it's hard to improve your life. It can take months, but I just had to do it. Yeah. Because what was what other option did I have, mate? Like the only other option is kill myself. You know, and I have gone to the point of suicidal thoughts, but I would never actually do that. Yeah. So you just have to, like, what is the source of my anxiety? And I mean, some people can't change it. It could be their kids, you know, it could be their whole life. But you've
got the opportunity to change the story, though.
Yeah. I just, like, I don't know, got to live a healthier lifestyle. Like, as silly as it sounds, although I was talking to Dwayne's podcast, I listened to it back a few times. Exercise, mate. Just going for a walk. Yeah. Just go for a walk. Honestly, like that's what I'm at the beach, mate. Because just sitting and looking at the waves does something for my mind. It just takes it blows the worry away.
It does.
So you got to calm your breathing. I think look into mindfulness meditation. I'll just say Headspace. The app. Go download that. That helped me a lot.
So are you listening to that before you go to bed or through?
I think I was doing it when I was waking up. Okay. And I was saying to Simi, I need 10 minutes. Just no worry. Okay. I mean, I didn't have a kid then, so it's a lot harder to find time. Every morning I get woken up by her now. But you just got to find that 5-10 minutes. I was even pulling up just in my car between meetings and just taking that time for myself. And again, making myself show up. If you go home, you're going to reinforce that negative habit, and you're going to reinforce the anxiety. Yeah. So I don't know. But living healthy is the big one. Right? Eat better. Go to the gym. So I was very anxious, but I was going to.
So there's some simple things everyone can do. Because I think if you pack yourself full of shit, Doritos, CCs, and all the rest, you sit in a dark room. You watch Netflix. That can build. And I think, like, probably what we went through with COVID. Not good for our immune systems, not good for our
you got to get outside, and we're very social beings as well. Oh, the other thing is, mate, have a support system.
It's good.
I mean, that can be hard for people who don't have those close friends, but like my mate Finney, when I met him early 20s, he was suicidal. But I supported, like, you know, you're a great guy, it's your journey, I don't want you to do it, but if that's what you do and that's your decision, I understand that, right? And that formed a massive relationship. So I've called Finney in tears. So again, with guys, like I go to see a psych every month, and I have for the last couple of years, and I also just go in there to let go some of the energy. Like, I'm an emotional person. most emotional out of my family. That's always been a joke. I'm very sensitive. I take things to heart too much.
Do you walk out of the psych and you feel a weight lifted off your shoulders?
It feels like it kind of feels like that tingling.
Yeah.
You walk out and you feel so light. Like it feels amazing, mate. Whether I've cried or not, it just like I just go there and Sean, he's amazing. He's a couple of years younger, but he actually listens. Like I've seen 3 of them, and some of them don't hear what you're saying or just aren't paying enough attention.
Yeah,
I couldn't be a psych because I can't shut up. Like he just listens and he'll say like 2 words every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I got picked up like from my team a couple of years ago that Mick, you cut us off all the time. Like that's my fast thinking mind and my anxiety of like get this out before I forget.
Yeah, it'd be a psychiatrist's dream, mate. They just come in and you just start.
Well, I asked him that, and he was like, I could tell that I wasn't.
Hey, well, that's our time.
No, I could tell. I was like, mate, I'm so like, I always say, I feel bad to come here and ramble. He's like, mate, that's what you're paying for.
That's what you're paying. Yeah.
And it was like, am I an easy one? And because I speak, and no, I wasn't. Like he kind of deflected.
He's like, hang on.
He was like, oh, you've got a lot to say. And he's like, everyone has pros and cons. And I was like, oh no, I talk too much. Because he's just there, mate, trying to write shit down.
Michael, I didn't even get a chance to say, so how does that make you feel?
Well, I noticed one session I went there recently and I didn't have that much to say. I think I was a bit tired as well. And he struggled to keep the conversation. He was like, flipping like, well, let's talk about this more. And I thought, I've completely thrown him off stumps because I just get in there and don't shut up the whole hour.
Yeah, well, that is what he's getting paid for. But that's like you do. If you leave and you feel lighter for the... You're starting to get back. Do you want to go again?
Yeah.
You want some eucalyptus or you want the...
Yeah, go to eucalyptus. Like I said, my nose is...
The eucalyptus, mate, I find works absolute wonders for sinuses.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allergic to something up here or... I don't know. I feel the surf makes it worse, but I love being out in the surf.
Even, mate, like we just done a 3-day cleanse, getting rid of all the dead cells. You get that out and you actually feel lighter. You feel your eyes feel sharper. You can see better. So it's all that shit. But I find it a massive thing is the amount of crap that's in foods these days. Like I really thank the liquor companies these days because they're putting all these preservatives and shit in.
Okay, so
it actually tickles on the back of my throat. So
I went out for dinner last night and I was like, for this I shouldn't drink, and I had a couple CC dries and I haven't been feeling 100 in the head today and I regret that, and that's why I wish I went under in my head because I just feel a bit off, my body feels great though, to be honest.
Well, I'll check in on you later today, mate, see how you're feeling, because I feel it's generally, to me, it's the melting process. So now you've melted out of it. Just see how you feel for the rest. But now you're actually putting your body under stress again with the heat.
Right.
But when you get out of there, and then if we had time, we'd do a contrast therapy. We'd do hot, cold, and then end up cold.
That's fucking miserable.
And then you don't need coffee, man. Basically your blood vessels are constricting for the cold, and then they're dilating for the hot. So you're doing this, right? And the what's going on in the body, but also you're building this resilience.
Is it harder from the sauna going into the cold? Because that's obviously temperature
each their own. Like, it's, to me, I don't probably stay as long after this because it's a shock. You're going from 80 degrees
the tingles must
to
be
3 degrees.
I found that first 30 seconds the tingles in my hands and my calves were pretty intense.
What I always say is just monitor yourself. Like, so sometimes you're in the sauna, if my immune system's down, I'll actually only stay in here for 5 minutes. But I know it's just like that's all I need, because sometimes I've kicked myself into being sick from overdoing it.
Yes.
And even with that, the ice, it's probably more the sauna. Like, the sauna you can overdo, you can get chatting, and not realise, hang on, I'm actually out of water. I'm dehydrated, or your body's fighting something, right? And it's like, fuck you, Shay. We're now going to fight.
I need moisture. I need water.
So, but on the opposite end of that spectrum too, you could be the end of sickness, and it can kick you out of that and to make you feel better.
Right.
So you just got to.
Well, that's what Hayden swears that it helps him with sickness and hangovers.
Yeah.
He sweats out all the bad toxins and then drinks the shit on the water.
Yeah. As long as you put the electrolytes back in as well.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'd want to. It's like people have coffee when they're hungover. I can't do that.
Yeah, well, you're dehydrating even more. Yeah. But I think it's just replenishing those electrolytes, because someone said to me the other day, I thought this sort of rings true, is if you run a 42K marathon and then you drink 1,000 litres of water, well, you're not actually putting back in the electrolytes. And so you're just pissing out water. You know? So you need those minerals back in the system. So you need the electrolytes. Yeah.
I don't know. You didn't have coffee for 3 days. Like after an hour of waking up, if I don't have a double shot, I just get grumpy.
Yeah,
I get real irritated.
See, the thing is, I think I'm starting to actually not enjoy coffee. Yeah. For the first time, I used to love sitting down having a coffee with people. Yeah. But it's now sort of at that point where I'm taking all the cream out, all the good stuff. And just drinking a black coffee. And
That's how I have it.
Yeah, but to me it tastes like shit.
I like it.
Yeah, so it's their own. Yeah. But when I started
to older life though.
Yeah. But it's a story change as well. And I'm not getting the buzz I used to get either.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing
everything we take.
Yeah. But to actually, and that's what I said to you before, like I've just gone through this 3 days of coffee and the headaches. Yeah. Like if that was like,
how often do you do these?
The 3-day fast.
Yeah.
Probably once every 6 months.
Yeah. Sounds shit.
They're hard. Like, especially if you do coffee with it. But you come out the other side fucking buzzing.
I wonder if my wife would let me get a cold plunge on the balcony.
No, mate. Well,
they're pretty decent size.
Well, I'll give you a code for one, because Revel Saunas, they've got a cold plunge. Yeah. Or you can do the one that's out the back here. Yeah.
How much do they cost?
The chest freezer out the back there, like obviously I put it all together myself. Probably $1,300-$1,400 bucks. You can spend up to 10, 12, 15 grand on a good cold plunge. But
maybe I might keep going down and doing that one in the shop that's nearby.
Yeah. Start there, and just just build that tolerance and that resilience.
I like the focus of it.
Well, I think also people are spending 10, 12 hours in an office at 23 degrees. They're in comfort always. So you've got to build that resilience.
I got terrible fucking posture as well, just sitting at the computer all day. Hey? So.
Do you have a stand-up desk?
No. Okay. Hayden won't let me buy it because he's like, you won't use it, and he's right. I get bored of shit real quick. I jump between hobbies really quickly, mate. I don't know how my wife deals with me sometimes, but anyway, I know a lot of little things about a lot, because I love trying different hobbies. But the whole reason moving up the coast was because the last 6 months of work kind of ate at my soul a little bit, to be honest. Like,
well, I kind of saw you for the podcast at the end of last year. And you kind of said like, far out. I'm getting to the
I just
end
had nothing
of the finish line.
Man, you know? In that last week of work, I got fucking so sick, and I don't know. I haven't been able to wind down, to be honest, Shay. Like, and now work starts up again on Monday. Like, I've had almost 3 weeks off. But
so you need a bit more time up your sleep to.
I don't know, mate. I can't really get it. We're setting up the place up here, so it hasn't really been a holiday. We've been in this weird phase. Like, I have so many flat packs to build today. Mate, it just never ends.
The thing is, though, mate, you're getting curious about all this shit. You like the fact that you're giving the ice bath a go, you're giving the breathwork a go, you've moved up the coast, you've realised, hang on, maybe in a city with all the smog and just aircon is maybe
not the rush, mate. It's my mind. I just mentally can't be that person anymore. And we spoke about, like, you've got mates that you can kind of see they're dead behind the eyes. And the last 6 months was so hard. We're selling the house, living with my parents, toddler, all the work. Christmas Day was my first day off and not having to do anything in months, mate. And it ate at it ate at who I am a bit. Like,
that you did nothing.
No. He's like, those few months ate at my soul.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I just I was in work late, and it was like.
So you were depleted. You got to Christmas Day. I was like, what? Fuck.
This is my is this my existence? Sitting in my office, mate. And so, like I spoke about before, I'm really glad that I'm coming around to, like, you don't need to be the best if you're sacrificing your life. Like, I'm already winning awards, and then you have, I'm already designing beautiful homes, and I got happy clients.
At the end of the day, what do the fucking awards mean?
Oh, nothing.
You know what I mean?
Don't mean shit to us now without sounding arrogant. It's like after years of winning awards, it's more of a worry that what if I don't win an award?
Really?
The whole industry will talk.
Yeah.
Because we tend to dominate Brisbane.
Yeah.
So it's now gone from like, oh, that's great. Like I'm really proud of myself to like.
But who gives a fuck what the other people are thinking?
I do, anyway. Unfortunately. I've always cared what people think too much.
Okay.
So
you're aware of it, but you know that can't help. It's not helping.
Okay, so you can't, and my wife doesn't agree with this. Yeah. You can't change who you are. Yeah, bro. Yeah. You can't change who you are at your core. I don't believe. I think you can work with it, but I think we have personalities, and we're just born how we are.
Yeah, I'll challenge that.
Agree?
I challenge it, but like you can create. So you know that from a core level and an awareness level, thinking about what other people think about you doesn't help you as a person.
No, it doesn't. No. Yeah, I'm getting better at it.
But that's a thought.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. But
so you're thinking from a core level that what other people think about you is inherently it's in your DNA.
I just don't like people thinking negatively of me. I don't know how else to explain.
No, I'm the same, but I'm also realised I've come to an understanding of who I am.
Yeah.
If people don't like me, that's okay.
Well, that's
it's and like people. Some people hate this podcast. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, actually, see, I don't care about stuff like that. I don't care about what people don't know me think. I care more about, I guess, people I know. And mate, if I've done something wrong to a friend, I feel fucking terrible. Like it eats at me for days and days. I am getting better at it though, especially like since having a kid too. Like that's all that really matters.
Oh mate,
like I don't care about losing hair anymore because I'm like like as long as she's healthy, who gives a shit.
Yeah, isn't it a cool feeling when you love something more than you love yourself?
It's scary.
Yeah,
it's cool and it's scary. Yeah, I'm scared of this world, mate. You know, there's people out there that would take her away and do terrible things, and you realize that more as a parent, you know. And but seeing the world again through her eyes has been beautiful. Yeah, because I feel like
all that pure innocence, isn't it?
Oh man, and just pure joy. Yeah, like when she laughs, that is just pure joy, pure laugh.
You have to laugh back.
Like well, like I kind of been like feeling, to be honest, after that last 6 months of just being worn down by work and non-stop, that I'm having these moments where I'm on the beach and I'm like, you're meant to feel happy now. But I'm not feeling happy. Yeah. And I think that'll change with more time. But then with them, it's pure. It's they're feeling 100%
with this third person coming into the business, can you pump the brakes a little bit on what you're doing?
That's the whole idea. Yeah. So pretty much the whole issue was that August, the market turned around. It got really busy again. I don't want to talk too much about shit because I always do, but you know, like construction is settled, interest rates is settled, so heaps of old clients came back from August. It was really good financially, mate. It's been great for the move because my wife was allergic to keeping any fucking furniture we had at the last house. But Aaron, our office manager, quit right after we signed all this work. Yeah, that's where it's all come. So for people running a business, whenever I speak to people who are like younger business people and they're like trying to scale, don't. I made that, and everyone's different. Every business is different. But I made the issue that when I started out, I said yes to all the work, and I grew to 10 people very quickly. Yeah. So you got Hayden and me. Ryan passed away. You got COVID started. We went from 5 to 10 people. He hated me because I just hired people. I didn't really tell him about it. I was like, they work here now because I keep bringing in all this work. Yeah. But now we're back to 7 people and we found that's a really nice number.
Good number,
3 seniors, so including myself, run our own projects. Yeah. And then 3 juniors and an admin. That works financially and from a stress point of view really well. Yeah. But Aaron leaving, he was selling his own projects. So all of a sudden, I had to meet half of his new clients and old clients. So I was just burnt out, mate. I was busy enough with my own new clients. Yeah. And I didn't really perform to a couple of high-end ones that I should have. Yeah. So, mate, that's where it came from. So I say to people, instead of scaling your business by just saying yes to more work, be selective on work. Yeah. And I don't know, do you do this? Have you knocked back podcast work or are you just a bit of a whore for whatever's out there?
Massive slut. No, I think it's like going through it. You start to understand going through it, and you see the red flags. You see the signs, and so I don't think anyone wants the headaches. No. So it's but the thing is, it's like everything. like with podcasts, with work.
Yeah.
I think I think if it's a long-term project, you really need to get to know that person before you say, I'm going to sign the dotted line.
I see you're excited in us continuing the podcast, but I'm also in sales. So I also see that you're like, I want to extend this as well.
Oh, I'm not in sales at all.
No,
I'm actually
you're very genuine that way.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I want to see you guys win, and I don't tell you anything to just pump you up and blow smoke up your ass. So basically, watching the podcast back, I see that you guys have got personality. Right, you know your shit. And you know you've got
we just want
potential to help a lot of people.
Just want to help. I've got I know probably 3 blokes who have started building design businesses against me, and they reached out because obviously like we're well known in Brisbane now after 8 years, and they can't believe how much free help and advice and phone calls and coffees I give them. And it's like, but you had the balls to reach out. So I'm more than happy to give you my advice, because if I can help you not go through the anxiety and just the miserable life stages that I've had, then it's worth it for me. You know? And Jace, one of them was like, what if I become your competition one day? I was like, I want that. I want that for you. Like that'll drive me even more, you know? So go for it.
I just don't believe in competition. Especially in your industry,
you've got the same love as someone. Why would you hate that?
You know? So why wouldn't you give, like, you know, it's give all your secret herbs and spices away, because you want to actually see the umbrella of seeing that industry or designers not being seen as these people, as, you know, or just under architects. Like if we want to get down to brass tacks, a designer is kind of here, an architect up here. That's kind of
price wise, it's fucking this much. But service, it's this much. Okay. So again, there's premium building designers, which we've grown to. We do 60 homes a year. There's you know, we were doing 250 projects a year, right? But decks and carports, and cheaper. You're going to get what you pay for. So we want to keep it going. The whole point of bringing Kalen on is he was just running an architecture firm. He's a young bloke like us. He's very chill. His designs look just like ours, but he just wasn't being listened to, and he was running their firm. We're charging 2 to 3%. They're charging 10 to 15%, and there's a market that'll pay it. Now, there is more work involved. But to be honest, that work is my juniors for another month. So why wouldn't I just have them doing that? And I can run less projects. I noticed they're going from 250 projects to 60, so 20 were mine. My phone rings way less. I have way less meetings. Mate, it's just so, and we're way more selective now. Like not even every Monday morning, but when the leads come in, we just look at something and go, no, we're not interested. Like the budget's too low. It's just going to be a headache for us. We're very honest about that too. We don't want to waste anyone's time, and we pass them on to other people.
Nice, mate. We've got to wrap it up.
I was going to say we must be pretty close.
Mate, the fact that you're getting curious about getting a surfboard, you're moving up the coast, you jumped in the ice bath with no hesitation, you're doing things that you're saying, okay, yes, I've got a busy existence, but you know that your little, at the end of the day, what's it all mean when you've got this beautiful little daughter?
Exactly, mate. So, and I just want to be healthier and it's more for my mental health because I do struggle with that. And Shay, to be honest, and I want to say, like, you're someone I look up to, and I want to live a life more like you because you just seem a lot, I don't know, not happier, but just calmer and in control. Mate, that's what I need.
So my 20s and 30s, I had to be the life of the party. I was called Eddie Murphy because I would rock up to a party, and I'm an extrovert, so I had to always feel like I was on. I'd go to the toilet just to switch off. And you know, I'd just sit in there, and then I'd go back out, and then I felt like I had to be on again. And I realized, who am I trying?
You get sick of playing the character.
But it was a character that it was a drunk character. It was a drugged up character, and look, some of me misses that guy. But I look at, you know, I appreciate the life I've got. And I appreciate doing this podcast, and I appreciate you being here. But the big thing was, mate, I think I never take anything for granted these days because I was on death's door for a year and a half. So that is, to me, the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you is God's.
Mate, a second life. I read a quote that says, you know, man has 2 lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has one. And I feel like I've hit that point. I feel like I need to look after my body better right now. And just I just want to live a healthier, happier life.
Nice, man. Well, look, you're always invited down here for a nice bath anytime you want. Some breath work and jump in the sauna and do the deluxe package all over again.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. When you said deluxe package, I was like, oh, there's an invoice coming.
There's no happy ending involved in this one.
I don't want to, mate. You're not my type.
Michael, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate your time. And I'll check in later, see how you're feeling. But
appreciate it.
Thanks for sharing your story, mate.
My pleasure.
All right, guys. Where do we go? MR Design.
Yeah.
I want to go check out your design work.
I'm Michael Narouche now, but if you're mrdesigns.com.au,
okay.
Or Michael, our tag is on Instagram,
okay.
michael.and.rouche. Rouche rhymes with douche. He had to be saying that. RUYSCH. But if you type Michael and R, we should come up. And you'll see me and Hayden in one of the first picks.
Awesome. People at home, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this episode, if you've got any questions, throw them my way and I'll throw them to Michael. But we'll see you for the next sauna session of the show. Thanks, guys. Thanks, mate.